ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री गणेशाय नमः। आत्मस्वरूप बंधुगण, we will do Omkara meditation tomorrow morning. Omkara you should chant while sitting upright, not like in a sofa you sit and chant. Even as a discipline. Sometimes if the person is not well and lying on the bed or sofa, he chants Om, nothing wrong in it. But as a discipline, sitting upright and chanting. Also, Om should always be chanted while exhaling, not while inhaling. So these are the general precautions about it. And tomorrow we will do it in the morning time. How to discriminate feeling from the self, from emotional feeling? True, the word feeling is used in two meanings, in two different connotations. Generally, the emotion is also called a feeling, but that is not the sense I mean when I said the way you think and you feel. Okay? So what I mean was that you think that you are not the body, but that is not enough. So that becomes an intellectual exercise, that you think. Think means know, you know, or you think. At the level of the brain cells, you think that you are not the body. Because logically that is the conclusion, because body is known to you. So whatever is known to you cannot be you. This is the kartru karma virodhaha. The one who knows is always different from the known. If the knower is the known, that situation is not acceptable in Vedanta. So, because the knower, the Atma becomes the objective. It acquires the quality of objectivity, which we do not agree. Then it becomes a jada. Anyway, keeping aside those technical issues, if you are the body, you will not know the body. Like eyes do not see themselves. Eyes, you see the reflected eyes in a mirror, but not the eyes themselves. So, therefore, the fact that body is known to you proves logically that you are different from the body, you are distinct from the body. But we have this tendency, very inbuilt, that we routinely, instantly identify with the body. So at the deeper level, the logic doesn't seem to work. Therefore, you have to bring in a transformation at the deeper level. That is what I mean feeling, okay? Not the emotional feeling. When I help a person with empathy and heartfulness, or when a nishkama karma is done with all sincerity, mind is absent, okay, and a presence is felt, good, and a lot of joy is experienced, good. Can it be called Brahmi Bhava? Yeah, you can call it. You can call it Brahmi Bhava, because there is no person, the ego is absent, and there is the feeling of joy, and the two you feel the presence. Presence is being, which is Brahman. So you can call it Brahmi Bhava. This role of free will and prarabdha, we will come to it sometime. It is already answered by Swamiji. It was answered. Still we may look at it. A lot more about why you say time is circular. Explain why you say time is circular. Now, lot more means what? So you see your experience of time. Why time? How time is originated in the first place? It is said, if there are no human beings on the earth, all life is there. Means birds, animals and other creatures are there. The trees, plants, everything is there except human beings. Then there will be no time on earth. Time is a mental category. It is something which is visualized by the human mind. So the human mind looks around and sees the sun rising in the east and setting in the west. I mean sun rising and setting in opposite directions. You can see the horizon is circular. Therefore it is a flat earth model. Horizon is circular. Sun traverses a circular path, rises and sets. And that is how, from that observation, time has come. Time has come like that. Therefore, there is a movement. Out of the movement comes time. So, time is the duration. The duration. There is a movement from point A to point B. That is movement. The duration between as part of this movement is called time. And therefore that time is circular. Because morning and evening, again morning and evening, it was believed that the sun will go down and come up again next day morning. That's why he goes down into the ocean underneath. Next day morning he comes up. That's why early morning you can see water droplets. Because sun is coming from the ocean. He submerged into the ocean and again coming up from the ocean. So he must have traversed a circular path underneath also. It is a flat earth model, you know. When I say like this, you all nicely, happily laugh. But then you go and follow the Panchanga, which is based on flat earth model. You are very clever people, I tell you. Only I waste my breath. So, anyway, so what is there to explain anymore? The psychological time is arrow-like. Past, present and future. But the chronological time is circular. Look at the chronogram. Circular. No, suppose you have a frame which is triangular. Then even then chronogram is circular only. Okay? So that explains it. That's why we have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, etc. Again coming back. Look at the moon. The moon, so waxing and waning of the moon. That is also circular. The seasons created by the sun, 6 seasons. At one time they were thinking there were 10 seasons, 5 seasons, each 2 months. 10 months is a year. And then they had to correct it because it was obviously wrong. Based on calculations, they have corrected it by adding 2 more months. So they have added August and July. August on the name of King Augustus, and July based on Julius Caesar's name. Made it 12. Like that. It is all added later. Therefore it is circular. Even in Veda you have Dvadasha Masa Panchartavaha Traya Ime Lokaha. So, masa wise, if you count 12, but rutu wise, there are 5. So, 5 seasons. So, corresponds to 5 into 2, 10 months. But then 2 months added. Anyway, all circular. That is the point. That is all the explanation needed. You don't need any further explanation. You pay attention to it, you can see that it is circular. Morning, afternoon, evening, night. Again morning, afternoon, evening, night. Whole life is circular. Nitya and Naimittika karmas also look like rituals. They are rituals. Karma, they are rituals. How do you distinguish between these? Nitya is a daily duty that you do. Naimittika is occasional duty that you do. Like Shraddha is Naimittika. Welcoming the rising sun is Nitya. That is how you distinguish. Nimitta is an occasion. Detachment with physical body, okay? We encourage detachment with body in this world. Then no bonding with parents, children, friends, gurus, etc. So you want bonding. Bonding in English is bandha in Sanskrit. Obviously you are sentimental and you want to take the sentiment to the gurus also. So not a very happy situation. Only don't confuse between love and bonding. Probably you are confusing like that. You think that bonding is love. No, bonding is not love. Love is freedom. In love there will be no bonding. And if you experience bonding, there is no love in it. If you allow me to say, I would say parents don't know how to love their children. They don't know. Because they are so badly attached that love comes very difficult. They cannot help it. Some love is always there. But it is highly contaminated with attachment, which expresses in the form of domination, possessiveness, etc. Therefore, what you call bonding, because we are accustomed to it and we practice it whole life and the society promotes it. This is called social morality. Social morality is you should develop bonding with children, with gurus. Gurus encourage that. Initially they encourage and then they suffer. Because if you encourage bonding, then all these Sishyas, instead of learning, they work in that bonding thing. They don't learn anything. They'll be busy with bonding. And then there will be competition between them. The poor guru will be looking at it, and all these Sishyas are bitterly competing with each other in the process of getting bonded to the guru. Bonded or bound, whatever way you want to put it. You see this all the time. And they compete so bitterly with each other that they are not killing each other. Up to that level they hate each other. All are connected to the guru. The guru will be helplessly watching or gleefully watching, I don't know. But guru is watching, cannot interfere, because these people are so badly emotionally connected. If you interfere, it becomes a furor. So there is no joy in it. It is very painful for the guru, for the Sishyas. It creates a ruckus and it creates a very unhealthy ambience. So you know all that. The society promotes such things. That's why the morality based on social customs is no morality at all. It is not a morality at all. Like society says, develop bonding with children. That is the social morality, which is not a morality at all. Therefore you have to think about what I say sounds harsh, but then you have to think about it. Is it correct in this present times? There's nothing like present times. All times are present times only. Where bonding between people are deteriorating, You have gone into some social thing. There is a social morality that people should come together and they interact with each other. So that is what you are suggesting. I am not against it. In cities, they don't know each other. They live their life, independent life. Whereas in villages, they seem to come closer. But it doesn't seem to happen in villages also nowadays. In villages also, people don't come closer. Maybe they are better in villages, close-knit, than in cities. Now, that is not the topic of Vedanta. That is all part and parcel of social morality or lack of it. We are not interested in all that. We look at samsara, the jagat, as mithya. Number one. Number two, what you call society, there is no society. It may sound a bit odd to you. It may sound ludicrous, but there is no society. What you call society is in your head. There is no society. Only you are there. Therefore, the answer sounds preposterous, but I cannot help it. That is how things are. So we don't give much importance that we are all neighbors and we should live happily together. And son, we should form a union so that we can fight against the people of the next neighborhood. We should all form one group so that we can blackmail the vote-seeking politicians. Like I knew one Mahila Mandali back in Secunderabad, a Mahila Mandali, a group of women who come together. They all joined together and formed a group and formed a resolution. We will vote as a single block. And we appeal to all the politicians to come and appease us. Not appeal, appease. You appease us. You make us happy. Then we decide. Because we have decided to vote as a block. There were some 400 Mahilas. And then the news spread quickly in a local election, MLA election. And all these candidates for MLA, normally there must be two parties, but in India some 25 parties will be there. Therefore, all of them were coming to this Mahila Mandali, taking appointment and giving a lecture to all of them. It went on and on and on. So that is not Vedanta, sir. That is all bonding and all that. We don't engage in all these things. This kind of sociology, etc. It is all samsara. And I am not qualified even to comment about it. I only say it is all samsara, not for you and for me. And you don't worry about all that. Discover yourself, then you will love the entire universe. That must be your goal. Not getting bonding to some specific identified people. That is not a very worthy approach. If body is not important, why so many photographs everywhere? That is what I am asking. That is what I am asking. You should not have so many photographs. Maybe one or two for some kind of a reverence, etc. But not so many photographs. So much emphasis on photos should not be there. And if it is there, it is unfortunate. You practice it. From your side, you practice. Throw away all the photographs and stop this selfie photograph, this photograph, that photograph. All that you stop. Then you may say, do you stop? Yeah, I have stopped. No photo. I don't make any effort to photo anywhere. But if some people put the photo somewhere, I discourage it. But still they may put. If you go to, so people ask me photo. I said no photo. Passport says I have a better use for it. I don't want to give it to you. Now I want to go to some passport or visa office, I need that. Thank you, I'm not going to give you. Then they go to internet and get the photo. So internet has the photo, I don't know why it has the photo. So be like that, you be like that. And what others do is up to them. You be like that. It's a crazy world, you know. The world is a crazy world, don't you know that? So people do what they want to do. But let us do the right thing. Waking state. Question about waking state. Each living being having a distinct subjective experience. Let us say, your world and my world. I have experience of my world, you have experience of your world. Are they common or are they subjective? That is the question. They are subjective. They are not common. And your world, you are alone in your world. There is nobody else in your world. Even a wife doesn't fit into husband's world, as much as husband cannot fit into the wife's world. Therefore, we all have a very subjective experience which we call the world. And wrongly we believe that it is objective, not subjective. That is how we wrongly believe. Therefore, even if you measure a distance, straight you measure this table, straight, looking at it straight you measure. Say it is 2 meters. You measure from an angle, it will be less than 2 meters. From a different angle, it will be more than 2 meters, called parallax. Therefore, where is the question of objectivity in all this? It is entirely subjective. I am sure you will be able to appreciate, a philosopher said, every world description has a signature on it. Could you appreciate what I said? That is how it is. Is this the only subjective perspective projection like in a dream? Yeah. The entire waking state is as much a projection and therefore unreal as the dream state is. Okay? So this I was explaining in Mandukya, in what is called Swapna Viveka. You see, you take it as a thumb rule, whatever you perceive without the participation of or contribution of sense organs, means eyesight and hearing. They are the main sense organs, other things you don't bother. Without the contribution of eyesight, in particular, whatever you perceive, whatever you see, is a dream. The eyesight also contributes. It is not subjective. You can say it is objective. But if the eyesight doesn't contribute, it is a dream. It is entirely subjective and hence it is dreamlike. Did you understand that? Same thing applies in waking state also.
So, the first question you said that each person is having their own subjective experience, but in the dream, there is no other subjective experience besides.
There are. In the dream, there are other subjects and they have their own subjectivity. Yeah.
But then when I wake up, I clearly see.
Now you don't wake up, you are in the dream. Yeah. So, if you look at the dream, it is entirely a projection of the mind without the contribution of sense organs. Right? Waking state must be mind plus the sense organ. That must be the difference. Okay? Did you follow that?
Yes, sir.
That is the thumb rule. Now, I have discussed it here. I ask you, you tell me, he is my enemy. Is it mind or mind plus sense organ? no sense organ in it. Therefore, when you say he is my enemy, it is dreaming, you are dreaming. It is subjective. Okay? Followed? Did you follow that? Good. Then next question. He is my brother-in-law. Is it dreamlike or is it real? Tell me. Huh? Dreamlike. Correct. Because sense organ doesn't have any brother-in-law kind of perception. Only mind. Therefore, what you call brother-in-law is subjective. Dreamlike. Okay? Is that you follow? This is a rose. Is it pure mind or is it mind plus sense organ? You are no well. Therefore, when you say this is a rose, that is also subjective. Now, what is left of your world now? I have demolished the whole of it. So nothing is left now. Okay? Your entire world experience is subjective. Essay questions, that's why I am shuffling here. Stepping out of time, it seems understated or understood, but do not know how to put it into practice. Please clarify. Yeah. You face life with the freshness of the present moment. That is how you put that into practice. Means, today morning in one class I have explained that you do not face life through the prism of memory. You face life with the freshness of the present moment. Like, suppose somebody comes to meet me. So I am meeting a decent, nice, loving human being. That is what I am meeting. That is the freshness of the present moment. Suppose I say I am meeting a South Indian Brahmin and I am also a South Indian Brahmin and I am meeting a South Indian Brahmin. That is, you are meeting the person through the prism of your memory, right? So this is what I mean. So Suhrun Mitrar Yudasina Madhyastha Veshya Bandhushu Sadhushvapicha Papeshu Samabuddhir Vishishyate. So I was teaching Gita in Kakinada. Then somebody told me, Swamiji, the most undesirable happened. I said, what happened? A person who was a life convict and released from the jail on August 15 celebration time is attending your class. Then I said, what is wrong with it? He is much better than all of us put together. You know why? Because he has washed off all his sins by undergoing the imprisonment, the punishment given by the king. Raja Danda, it purifies people. That is what Shastra Manusmurtikara said. A sacred bath may purify, may not purify. But the Raja Danda, the punishment given by the king, and you undergo it, you suffer that punishment. You are cleansed now. And God bless him. I am happy that he is attending the class. Why this person complained to me like that? Because he looks at him through the prism of the entire old past. So this is one area which people feel as though difficult. But really speaking, it is not difficult. You meet every person. You don't meet people known to you and people not known to you. You don't meet any such thing. You don't meet people like that. You meet people and are they known or unknown? They don't fit into that kind of a division. They are all people. Whether they are known to you or unknown to you is inconsequential. You are meeting them in the freshness of the present moment and without the intervention of the memory. So that is how you have to meet. Then life is experienced as very fresh. You try that. That is one broad outline. Second, you stop pursuing the future. Plan only the chronological future. Stop all pursuit of psychological future. Don't run after psychological future. Give it up. Don't do any such thing. There is a rule, but people find it difficult to understand truth. When truth is simple, they don't understand it. Saralam na rochate, kathinam na pachyate. When it is simple, they don't like it. When it is complex, they don't digest it. They cannot digest it. People are caught in the samsara. I tell you a thumb rule. Future is utterly unpredictable. So forget about it. Why you want to predict it? Why do you try to predict it? And why do you waste your energy to predict it? Or why do you take the help of others to predict it? Because they cannot predict it. They are bluffing, either knowingly or unknowingly. I am saying it in very simple words, without beating around the bush, without obfuscating. You know what is obfuscating? No? Obfuscating. O-B-F-U-S-C-A-T-I-N-G. Obfuscating. You check the meaning. You check. So I am saying without obfuscating. Huh? Obfuscating means without creating confusion. That is how I remember. That is not obfuscating. Without confusing. That is how I remember. Let us see. So, therefore I am saying in a very direct, forthright manner, you stop running after this future, the psychological future. That is how you live in the present. I do not know to read Sanskrit, all right. Or to do Shravanam and Mananam. Can we have a series of Bhagavad Gita and put into practice the teachings? Can we hear to the series of Bhagavad Gita and put it to practice the teachings? You can do that. If you don't know Sanskrit, it's all right. If you know, that will be wonderful. But if you don't know, it's okay. That need not be a serious disadvantage. You can still listen to Gita and understand it and then put into practice. You can do that. I did not read Bhagavad Gita completely, not even once. Not necessary. You can complete it now, obfuscate, to confuse, to bewilder, to confuse. So these people, they confuse you. Swayam confused. So, you see, completing Bhagavad Gita one round, that is not the goal. Understanding Gita, even to the small extent you have read it, understand it. Sri Krishna repeats himself quite a lot. Therefore, even if you finish a round, you will be coming across the same things again and again and again. Of course, there will be new things also, but the same things will come. Therefore, it is not a serious disadvantage that you did not complete it once. And eventually you will complete. What is the problem? You will complete from now in 6 months or 1 year, you can complete it. But the point is, you have to practice whatever little you know. See, I tell you one thing. A living thought, not a bundle of thoughts put here, that what you call ideation, that has no value. A living thought is superior to a ton of precept. one living thought. That is enough. Mahatma Gandhi is the example. His book on Gita called Anasakti Yoga. Only one verse. Tasmad asaktas satatam karyam karma samachara asakto yacharan karma paramapnoti purusha. Paramapnoti purusha. You check the verse. So the 4th or 5th chapter, that is his verse. He put it before, on the top of his book Anasakti Yoga, Tasmad Asaktas Satatam. That is it. And so he practiced it to the letter in its entire spirit. He practiced it all his life. That is how he became a Mahatma. Therefore, one verse is enough to uplift you. Therefore, not to regret that you did not complete entirely. You want to read now with okay, and how? Suggest to follow which book of Bhagavad Gita with complete meaning. In English, I suppose. In English, which book of Bhagavad Gita without which meaning, complete meaning means what kind of a book you are looking for. What kind of a book you are looking for? You discuss with me. Suppose you are looking for only verses. You know Telugu?
Yes.
ఏమిటి మీరు ఏం పుస్తకం చూద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నారు?
అర్థాంతో సహా అర్థం తెలిసి ఆచరణ పెట్టడానికి వీలైన పుస్తకం ఏదైతే చెప్తారని.
నా పుస్తకం సారీ I am Atma. Okay. Which is true. I cannot be under the influence of Maya. No, you are wrong. You are under the influence of Maya. It is like the sun says, I am the sun. The clouds cannot block me. Sir, you are wrong. The clouds can block you. You are indeed under the influence of Maya. Who is it that is covered by Maya? You. Your true self. Your true self. Jivatma, ego, soul. Are they synonyms? No. Jivatma and soul. They are translations. Jiva, also called Jivatma, is translated as soul. No, we don't like the translation. Go and sit on the tree. Many people translate it like that. Many Mahatma is translated like that. Even Tibet and other Indologists also translated as a soul. No, soul is below boot. That is English. It is English problem. That is not the soul problem. The boot has a soul, you know. Boot or chapel has a soul. That soul is different. The soul this soul is different. This is a soul UL. But you are pronouncing it as that is English. That is English problem. That is not translation problem. English is like that. You pronounce like that. I asked in the class back in the US, how to pronounce H-A-I-R and H-E-I-R. H-A-I-R is this, not much of it is there, but it is this. H-E-I-R. The hair of the throne, etc. Both the sound is similar. No? You pronounce differently?
Yes, it's pronounced like A-I-R.
H is dropped completely, then how do you pronounce differently H-A-I-R and A-I-R? Pronunciation you tell me.
Based on that, same. A and
Hair and hair. Then how do you pronounce hair and hair?
Here, here.
Here, then H-E-A-R, how will you pronounce? So, problems hota hai. English is like that, okay? So, English language is like that. As the young girl correctly said, you have to go by the context. Yeah. Therefore, Jivatma translated as soul. Ego is not soul. Ego is when you identify with the body and you believe that you are the actor, then it is called ego. Manas, buddhi, ahankara, chitta constitute ego. No. Ahankara is ego. Manas is the thought process. Buddhi is intellectual process, the process of intellection. Chitta is memory. Ego is ahankara. Feels like, since all the above are jada, yes, there should be something else. That is Atma. So, you can speak with me for further clarification. That is our question. Yes, you are welcome. Tomorrow. Transmigration of the jiva takes place to another body. Then Masi comes, and then Tadinam is Shraddha, and Samvatsarika yearly Shraddha. For whom? You see, this is very simple, I will tell you. You first tell me, you do puja to God. In puja, you offer flowers, and then you do naivedya. You do dhupa, deepa. Now deepa, for whom? To God or for yourself? For yourself, not for God. You show deepam to God, so that you are showing deepam to yourself. Whatever is offered to God is an offering to yourself. Naivedyam you prepare with kaju and kismis. For whose sake? You should know this. For your sake only you prepare with kaju and kismis. Right? Suppose I ask you, suppose you have a habit of eating with less sugar, not too much of it, less sugar. Then you prepare naivedyam. Will you put less sugar or more sugar? So all naivedyams, they come from the food that we eat. This is what Rama says in Ramayana. Yadanno hi purushaha tadannas tasya devataha. Ayodhya Kanda. So the person, whatever food he eats, his devatas also are offered the same food. Therefore, whatever puja you do to God, do it for yourself, not for God. You offer flowers because you like flowers, their fragrance, their shape. Somehow there is a kind of a sentimental attachment to flowers. They are fresh, soft and fragrant. Therefore we want to decorate our hair with flowers. Men and women, men also used to decorate. You decorate your body with flowers, men and women. So you offer to God also flowers. So whatever you offer to yourself, the same thing you offer to God. Right? Therefore, the point here is you worship God for your sake or for God's sake. For your sake, not for the sake of God, right? Or you mean to say if you don't worship God, you will miss the worship and therefore He may not be in a good comfort. It is not like that, right? God is Purnaha. Therefore your worship doesn't add to the glory of God. Then why do worship? For our own sake. We do namaskar to the sun. To glorify the sun? No, to glorify myself. That is the same principle, identical, when you worship the ancestors. The departed soul you worship, because in Hindu vision, it is a Sanatana Dharma vision, the departed souls, they merge in Ishvara. Therefore, though you call the name of the departed soul and you offer by mentioning the name of the departed soul, but the offer is to Ishvara, because the departed soul has merged in Ishvara. And whatever is offered to Ishvara is an offering to you only. Okay? Therefore, Pitru Devatas you worship just like you worship Ishvara or any other Devata. You don't worship Pitru Devatas for a different reason. People don't understand this correctly, and therefore some superstition has taken place. Some original mischief maker is also there. Somebody wrote a Anushtup and put somewhere. That is all Pope Leela. So that your parents are stuck in between. If you don't do properly, it won't reach there, and therefore they are hungry, they are waiting. You offer water, till then they will be like that, they will be struggling. All these descriptions are there. They are added by people who do not know properly or people who are greedy. Therefore you don't take all that into account. You are worshipping Ishvara. You have the habit of worshipping God. So this is one more way of worshipping God, a very important way of worshipping God. As Grihastha, it is the duty also. Offer some clarification around chit, as in the teaching and today's class. Chit is awareness. Awareness is chit, like madhyalo vidalo madhyalaha. So, see, that the stuff of knowingness, because of which you know forms through eyes, you know sounds through ears, you know tastes through taste buds, etc. That stuff of knowingness, that is called awareness. That is awareness, and that is called chit in Sanskrit. So, yene kshate shrunoti jigrati vyakaroti cha swadvasvadu vijanati tat prajnanamudiritam. Panchadashi. The first verse of 60th chapter, 6.1, I remember so. So it is called prajnanam, means awareness. What? By which you see. What is electricity? Electricity is that by which the bulbs glow, the fans rotate, the mic amplifies the sound. That is electricity. No, you show me electricity more directly. Okay, you put the hand into the hole. You get a shock. Even then you have to follow this method only, by which you get a shock. You cannot escape. Then nobody can bring electricity and put before you. Similarly, awareness.